Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Alright, we got a really fun episode tonight. We're going to be unboxing some CGC books that I got in the mail. And additionally, this is the very first episode of a brand new series that's hopefully we'll get one episode a week. And yeah, before we get into that and what the episode is gonna be, first we gotta do the 200 subscriber giveaway promotion. Remember, at 200, when we hit 200 subscribers, we're going to be giving away this book. It's the Joker #1 Mark Brooks variant cover with the Joker looking really cool there, driving his car, hanging out with Punchline. And if you win, not only are you going to win the book, but you're going to win this really cool CBCA sticker, which is the Comic Book Community Awards. And that's kind of like the Oscars for comic book YouTube people like myself, and a comic book channel that's much bigger than me is gonna win that. And if you guys are wondering how do I win the book? How do I win the book, Jacob Comics? Really easy. All you gotta do is like, comment, and be subscribed to the channel, and that's gonna enter you to win. And when we hit 200 subscribers, we're gonna be giving away the book. Now let's get started with opening up these books, and I'll explain to you exactly what the format and we'll kind of dive right on in. Now, like I said, the episodes, or at least my thought on it, is once a week I'll do what I call an undervalued key, and so there's a. Let's see if I can get into this. Oh, he put it in two boxes. Now, I wanted there to be some stipulations with this, because obviously I do sell comic books as well, and so I don't want to be pumping up any sort of book that I currently am selling. So there's a few rules that do go with this, in my opinion, and the first rule is going to be is that no book that I say this is an undervalued key, and I think I think people should buy copies at this low price if you find them. I will not sell any of those books for 10 years. So if I say in a video, hey, I think this is an undervalued book, you can rest assured that I plan on holding on to that book for more than 10 years. Additionally, and I'll hopefully be able to kind of get into this. Additionally, there's also kind of sorry, just checking everything, making sure it's all here safe. Okay, so additionally, there's also another thing that I kind of want to point out, and I'll probably point it out in every video because I think it's really important. Anytime that you speculate on a book, be like be prepared that your speculation will not pan out, and so make sure that books that you're speculating on are ones that you really like and enjoy. That way, if the speculation doesn't pay off, you're not stuck with a book that you didn't want in the first place. So always make sure that you're buying books that don't just invest in this because I think it's cool. Only if you think it's cool, and additionally, you agree with me that the price is probably maybe a little lower than it should be. Okay? So, really carefully opening this. Now, the first pack, I have two packages here that I got, and the first package here has the first book, and it looks to have arrived in good condition. We just make sure everything's, yeah, looks beautiful. Alright, so we have Uncanny X-Men 283 in a 9.6 white pages, and that'd be, you can see there, it's the first full appearance of Bishop, and I honestly think it's a really cool cover. And you got Storm there, and Bishop's right on the cover. His power set on display, and it says Bishop's Crossing. So you've got the the two main X-Men that are African American, and I just think that it's a highly undervalued key in the marketplace right now, this particular book. And I'll go into a little bit more why and some detail and stuff like that. But let's get started opening the second package, and you guys will see exactly where my thought process was with this. Okay. All right, the second one, and obviously it's a little more worried about this one because it has two books in here. All right. It looks to be packaged pretty good. Let's just hope that they're the books that they were supposed to send, right? Give me a minute here. Sticky tape. Okay, you go over there. Oh yeah, another pro tip. Always save your. That's why I'm kind of being careful. You should always save your bubble wrap. It's real nice if you ever got to send books off to CGC or you end up selling a book or something, just put it in a box in your closet, and that way when you need it, it's right there available. All right, let's put that one there while we unwrap the second book. And I can see from here they are what they were claimed to be. So I'm super excited about that. Like, I could not believe that I got these books at this price. I was just kind of in shock. Honestly, like yikes, that really goes for that. And so we'll kind of get into numbers on it all here in a second. Let me just get the last book out. Okay. So rule number one to the Undervalued Keys show is I have to own the book. Rule number two, I cannot be willing to sell it for 10 years, so I'm holding on to them long term. And I think that they're undervalued, and I think they're books that definitely are a wise investment right now. And as always, this is my opinion. Don't always listen to me or any other YouTubers out there that you guys follow. Do your own research, and but this is what I obviously invested my money, so I had got 2 copies of this one because I think this one's extra undervalued. And we'll get into numbers here in a second. You'll see that his cameo, which isn't his first full appearance, is actually the more expensive book, which is kind of interesting. But so we have the 9.6 that I showed you there, and that's the Uncanny X-Men number 283, first full appearance of Bishop. And I paid, you guys are not going to believe this, I paid $45 plus $12 shipping, and maybe it was 12 to 14. So $50 or so for a 9.6 of this. If you guys know how CGC grading works, right now it's gonna cost you $28 to get CGC to grade your book. It's additionally gonna cost at least 10 to 15 to get your book pressed and cleaned by a professional. So you are easily looking at over $40 to get a book pressed, cleaned, and graded. Now, I'm telling you, having looked at books, it's extremely hard to tell the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8. It sometimes can be the ever slightest issue that they don't like, and they will slap the 9.6 on it, and you won't get the 9.8. Like this copy, it has the smallest spine tick. If you see there, I didn't look, haven't looked up the grader's notes because I just got these books, but the smallest spine tick, and maybe a little bit of that white's not maybe as bright as it could be, but the corners are crisp. There's no obvious flaw on the book that would make it a 9.6. Yeah, and so that's the kind of thing where it's like you could go and spend $15 in your local comic book shop and say that's a really nice copy. I think it could get the 9.8, and you could send it in, and this is what you would get back. And so yeah, at I think grand total with tax and everything, I'm in on that book for $62, which I think, rolling the dice and taking the chances, I probably paid about $5 more than whoever bought this book from wherever they got it, and then cleaned, pressed it, had it graded, and it came back at that. So that's one of those things too. If you guys do see books that you think are valuable that are down near that $50 mark, keep that in mind, that the grading costs and everything associated with it, it's kind of easier to just go ahead and bite the bullet and buy that at the $50 if you like the book, because to take the chance that you buy a copy from somebody, then pay all the money to CGC and have it graded, and who knows, maybe you come back with a 9.2 or something. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's best to do that. Now with these two, I'm going to go over sales data, because obviously the 9.6 is just kind of a lower value right now, because there's so many 9.8s on census, honestly, and so the 9.6 doesn't really hold a lot of value. But I felt like the fact I really like this character, and the first appearance of Bishop, I kind of feel is a bit undervalued. So that's my opinion on that. And so here's the second one here, and we'll go over some sales data on the 9.8. And so the Uncanny X-Men 283 and a 9.8. Right now there are listings for a buy it now at 140. So you can do buy it now on this book for 140. But keep in mind, there are recent sold listings on eBay with shipping included for around $100, with a high of that 140. So, and there are a few up for auction. Obviously not by me. There are a few up for auction, and so yeah. But I mean, whenever you see this video, that's it. They might not be the same ones up for auction. So I didn't want to write those down and be like, yep, this is how much they are now. And you guys know how auctions are. It could people could get into a bidding war and end up bidding the thing up to 155 when they could very easily just go over to the listings for 140 and buy it for 140. But no, they're determined now that copy is theirs. Don't do that, guys. Always check recent sold listings. Always check your stuff before you bid a book above a price point at which you could just buy the book at a buy it now from another seller, as long as the sellers are trusted, obviously. All right, and then so this is the Uncanny X-Men 282 in a 9.8, and so we have buy it nows right now for 290, and there are recent sold listings of 250 and a high of 275. So if you were to buy the I warn you, there are also 9.8s up on auction under the 275 still, or under the 250 still, excuse me. So yeah, I warn you, don't, if you buy this for 290, you will be the new high sale. Don't do that. Um, but yeah, some people have been getting it for about 250. So that's where the market's sitting on the Uncanny X-Men 282 9.8, which, as I was saying earlier, it's kind of one of those interesting situations where 282 is worth more, where we have recent sold listings at 250, and the 283 recent sold listings around 100. Um, so that's, you know what I'm saying, like that's kind of one of those interesting ones where I honestly do think it's the cover people like this one a bit better than they like the other one, which I my show, my opinion, right? I don't like this cover as much. It's why I got two of those. I like that cover better. I think that cover's way better. This one has a better bishop. The problem is Malcolm and Randall are nobodies. That's they're literal nobodies. So they're just, who knows, they're lackeys of Bishop that don't even show up in any more books after this. It's literally like their only appearance. This one, and that's it. You never see them again. Maybe you see them like once in the back. Yeah, they never turn into main characters, major people, and so it's just kind of like, I don't know. That's always been my opinion. Is like, it's got a cool drawn bishop, but then you've got, you know, and additionally it says first appearance of Bishop, Malcolm and Randall in cameo on last page. And so this one, as it says on here, first full appearance of Bishop. If you've read the book, it's it's honestly close to one of those Wolverine 181 situations with the first appearance of Wolverine in Hulk 181. Yeah, where it's like it's almost a cameo of Bishop, and that's why they call this one the first full and this one the first appearance of Bishop, and then Malcolm and Randall in cameo on last page. It's kind of a cameo, and it's surprising that it's worth more. Anyways, I digress. That's my opinion on the two books, but obviously my opinion still holds true that these are good books to invest in right now. I think they're undervalued keys. Now, guys, we all know, right? The X-Men are coming to the MCU. They're coming. The X-Men are coming. Now, the question is who are Marvel, which characters is Marvel going to use, right? Um and this is just my 2 cents on it. I've noticed that, and I think this is great because I honestly grew up in a very diverse community in Southern California, and so I totally, like, I'm on point with this. I think it's great. And so they are going to build a diverse cast for this new X-Men when they do. And I definitely could see them not wanting to use the exact same characters that Fox used, like, right away. Kind of let those characters hang out. Now, I know there was Bishop in one of the movies, but does anybody even remember? He was barely in the movie, and it was not the bit. Yeah. Fox's movies are enjoyable. I own all of them, and I've watched them all tons of times. But Fox's movies are also so frustrating sometimes as, like, a longtime X-Men fan. Anyways, this isn't a review of those movies. I think they're undervalued keys. I suggest people, and not, hey, there's a lot of X-Men keys. Maybe you don't think it's Bishop. Maybe you think, hey, I see that Jacob Comics, and I counterpoint New Mutant 16, the first Warpath, which I still don't have yet. I'm just throwing one out there that's kind of on my wish list that I think is maybe a little bit lower than. Anyways, future episodes if I ever get that book. Hopefully we'll get back. now I get to go through my collection and find out which books I'm keeping for a long time and tell you guys why, tell you guys how much they're worth. I think it'll be a fun show. Let me know down in the comments if you guys think this is a fun format, and feedback helps. Yeah. So hey, if you guys watch this far into the video, like, comment, and subscribe for your chance to win the Joker #1, the Mark Brooks variant cover with Joker hanging out with Punchline, and you'll also get the CBCA sticker, which is cool. And hey, like I said before, if you guys do like this kind of content and have stuck around this extra long into the video, hey, click the link below, shop on my eBay store, and I'll send you some comic books. Alright guys, we'll see you tomorrow in the next video, and have a great day.